We're at the 2025 RMAC Football Media Days, joined by sixth-year Black Hills State head coach Josh Breske. Coach, why don't you kind of just start us off about what you're most excited about this upcoming season?
I like to spend time. I don't know if I'd say spend time, but I think what I look forward to is celebrating wins. The feeling of winning a football game and seeing the elation on the faces of our athletes. I'm picturing us doing that in our locker room, in the field house at the Donald E. Young Center. I'm picturing us doing it, in those guest locker rooms for our road games. That's the type of vision I like to have in my mind, and yeah, that's what I most look forward to, is chasing the feeling of winning and seeing our guys, achieve what they strive for. So.
At kind of different positions throughout, so the offense, you have a lot of guys back as far as skill positions go. Defensively, defensive line is very experienced. What's probably the one position group that you think will be the key this upcoming year, and what's maybe a position group that is maybe flying a little bit under the radar that you think can really make a big difference as well?
Absolutely. I think the biggest question mark in our program right now is the offensive line group, primarily just because we graduated a number of guys. Unfortunately, we had one athlete transfer out of that position group that was a starter for us to a Division I school. But we bolstered that room with we have 14 high school signees in the offensive line room. We had one mid-year transfer, and so adding those guys into our 8 returners, we're going to have a group of about 23 offensive linemen. And so, it'll be our job as coaches to challenge those dudes every single day at practice and try to find the best combination of the right 5 guys. Jason Rouse has a ton of experience. He started in 21. In 23 and 24, so he's got a ton of games under his belt, and he's a really, really polished player. So he's kind of our leader in that group, and we'll be looking to fill those other 4 spots. And it's going to be an audition every single day. I think the group that probably flies under the radar the most, and maybe not to us at Black Hills State, but potentially maybe to the conference and the rest of the region, would be our defensive line unit. We do have a first-team all-conference returner in Kellen Collier, who's been extremely productive every single season for us. He was tremendous his sophomore year. His best D tackle in the conference, honorable mention guy. And then his junior year, this past season, got a first-team all-conference honor. But between him and Isaiah Morales in the middle, Cooper Brown on the edge, Dallin Kennedy coming back on the edge as well. There's a host of characters in that room, and I feel really confident that we're going to have the right group of guys to figure it out.
Earlier you kind of alluded to what you're all excited about this season, celebrating the wins, all that type of stuff. This year a very tough non-conference schedule to open up the year. Sioux Falls, Grand Valley State programs who really kind of expect to win each and every year. Talk about kind of what you expect from the guys in those games, what you're looking to get out of them, and what they mean going into the RMAC play.
Absolutely. We never schedule a game with a plan to go in and lose by as little as we possibly can. Obviously, every game on our schedule, we plan to go win and compete as best we can and give our guys the best chance to go have success. And so, I'd never put anyone on our schedule that I didn't think that we'd have a chance to go beat, even a Grand Valley or a Sioux Falls. And so, Sioux Falls is under new leadership. Coach Gola does a wonderful job with them. He's got a great pedigree coming from Mankato, spending a number of years at USD. They're going to be an extremely physical team. They're battle tested. They get to play Bemidji, they play Mankato, they play Augustana. And obviously Grand Valley State being, one of the top teams in the GLIAC every single year with Ferris State and a host of other really talented teams. My mindset's more, if we want to be a playoff team, and that's what our program, that's what we talk about with our guys and our leaders and our team have set goals. We want to be a playoff team now, And so in order to be a playoff team, I think we have to see playoff caliber, from the teams that we face. And so it'll give us a good idea, I think, of where we stand as a football team. And I think anyone that watches football knows that without preseason like an NFL has, teams are still kind of figuring out who they're going to be, and there's a lot of question marks on every football team. come the first game of the first 2 games of the season. And so I like our opportunities to go compete well. I think we've gotten over the hump of being, we used to be I dare say afraid, but I think we used to kind of question ourselves or worry about outcomes instead of just trusting the process and playing one play at a time. We've overcome that as a team a few years ago, and I haven't seen our guys enter a contest with, too many butterflies or, big eyes and those type of things. So we're going to go in confident and just play our game and, be mindful of the clock and kind of like we talked about earlier, just taking advantage of every single opportunity you have to have your cleats in the turf. Go win your one-on-one battle. And so that's the mindset of our football team those first 2 games.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Coach, and best of luck this upcoming season.
Thank you.